How's it going? Good. Been a few weeks.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
One day? Yeah. We had to take Lucy across on a special boat the other night. She had a seizure. Fever? Seizure.
From the fever?
No. The thing about it,
Yeah. Scary for you.
kind of messed up in the moment. And, a couple hours later, you're fine. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, an hour, just like the last boat was like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still kind of, it was the other night. Still haven't like caught up yet.
So reeling from it.
Yeah, since house back in order. Just impromptu left.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah. Not enough fun.
To deal with that.
Just start doing medication.
No, well, we have to see a doctor. She's got to have a bunch of tests. That's just, it's a bummer. It's, again, we live with. They give us something that if she has one that's longer than a minute, we can. Yeah, pop it up her nose and that knocks her out.
Up the nose.
Yeah. Yeah,
How's it going?
it's going.
Um, Only once in like every 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a blue moon.
Cycle. I haven't spoken with anyone, so,
Here's one,
I saw Lauren parked across the street, so fingers crossed.
it's a chair,
I am the chair.
it's a chair. Look behind the door.
I don't think we do. I think we need one more, so, we'll wait just a few
Yeah.
more minutes and
Yeah.
as usually. Thank you. Julie's in town, right?
Yeah.
Lauren's, I think, across the street. And Keisha,
No.
Keisha.
I haven't seen or heard from Keisha.
I'm just gonna shoot them all a real quick text. Okay, gosh.
It sounded like from the meeting the other day that the music camp is open to the school starting over there using that center.
I'm sure be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Get enough people here.
Yeah.
Quorum. It's a fun one to spell.
Quorum.
Are you on? Yeah. Quorum. All right, let's see if I get them. Thank you for being here, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing in my backyard for days. It's been really nice to kind of just like disappear.
It's such a I mean, the weather's so nice.
So dry though. I would love some
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah, Thursday,
Sure.
hopefully.
I listened to some old timers in Bayfield at the greenhouse talking about their Bayfield water.
Yeah.
And they said it's pretty low over there too.
The boys getting out, can they get outside and play?
Absolutely. They love it.
Yeah,
Got the yard all set up, water table and
nice.
bucket of dirt.
Happy.
Yeah, they love it. We've got a routine.
Yeah. We used to say everything a child really needs to know, they can learn on the beach, in the sand pile, in the dirt.
Yeah,
Yes.
outside.
Katie used to have physical therapy when she was little and for her legs and stuff, and it was all on the beach, climbing over rocks, stepping through sand, just
Getting the balance.
all those, ways of using your body, mixing sand and water.
Oh, okay. Keisha's on her way, but about 5 minutes late. Just got back. Okay. I know. $5:30 meetings just to get us too late.
It's weird Julie is in here because I know she's on the island. Or
She said I saw Lauren,
Yeah.
across the street. All right, let me see if I can get Keisha a link. She'll hop on and then we can at least get started. Um, ooh. Yeah.
There she is.
Really wish Lauren would be here.
Hi, everyone. Keisha here. Thanks for being generous with my tardiness.
It's all right. Thanks for joining in, Keisha. We have a quorum. What's the standard for waiting any longer?
You have a quorum, it's right after,
Can begin.
and we'll get started, and then somebody joins.
Introduce them in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
Yep. All right, I'll call to order the Madeline Island Childcare Task Force meeting on Monday, June 1st. It is 5:05. We'll do call to order, roll call. Samantha Dobson, Cora Baxter.
Debbie Knopf.
And online we have Keisha Belock.
Yep, Keisha Beloch here. Thank you.
And we do have public, so public comment.
Yeah, real quick, just keep this in mind. 7 million plus next year for the school. 4.6 million for the sanitary district upgrade next year. Both for the next 20 years, plus the need for a new ice break and ferry boat. This all adds to the tax burden, not to mention another building for a daycare, be it the Bell Street or the Conference Center. Please keep this in mind before more islanders must move off due to high taxes.
All right, I will can we get a motion for approval of the May 4th minutes?
Motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I guess I can answer this. I was hoping Lauren would be here. But number 4, update on available grants. Just a little update on the Boreal Waters grant. Lauren and Richard should have sat in last week with their the person who manages the grants, for feedback. So that can kind of give us a direction for where we can improve in the future, or where they see a potential avenue for us. So,
So that meeting did happen.
it should have happened, yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's the grant application date for June 1st, but since just the scope of what we had started with has changed so much, we're not applying for any type of grant. And unless something dramatic changed in that, between that meeting and today, that was the plan when we went into the review. So is there any questions on that?
How often do you think, is it like every 3 months, 6 months or something that they offer? 3 grant opportunities? 3, okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah.
For us, so, yeah, there's that. Moving on, discussion of committee tasks, update on the Bell Street. Again, this is kind of a Lauren one. I think as far as the childcare portion, we've really moved away from our role in the Bell Street. It's kind of turning into something else, that's being coordinated with Lauren and I think through the library and, I'm not gonna speak more on it because I don't know the details, but, as far as the childcare goes, I don't think that's something we're looking at, for right now. Because, moving on, we visited the Mary Lang Center and, with a lot of questions, still in the air, we were able to get into the building with Julie, Lauren, Kate, Meg. We were all there walking through, seeing if it is something that would work for the LaPointe Elementary School students because the timelines shifted on the finish date for the project. It's now into November. And just to have something winter and secure, we're trying to find something that can accommodate the students. And Kate thinks that it would work, Meg thinks it would work space-wise, but that building hasn't ran its heat or in the winter for years. So there's questions there. But as far as just support, the Music Chamber Board supports the notion that we could potentially use it with the elementary school. There's plenty of room to have a room with toddlers and a room with sleeping babies.
Wow.
I mean, there's
The school kids are?
yeah, well, the school kids are there, and there was even discussion, Debbie, about having little learners there and having instead of at the church, we could talk about the idea of having you in there and because the children would also be utilizing that childcare most likely.
Ah,
So
Yes.
they're already there. Oh, and Julie's on.
Hi, sorry, I just totally spaced this.
That's okay. It's 5:11 and Julie Stryker is not present. Hey, Julie. Great. We were just discussing, I was kind of catching everybody up on when we visited the Mary Lang Center with Kate and Meg and
Yeah.
Lauren.
Good, good.
And kind of how we saw we could use it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that there were a number of questions that we needed answered to even move forward. But as far as space goes, it's something that will work for all of us potentially.
Yeah.
so there's separate rooms.
There are, and most
Yeah.
of those rooms have doors, so you can really close off everything.
Wow.
And then there's a nice central space. The kitchen is more than ample.
Mhm.
And there's a nice big porch that's enclosed.
Yeah.
So in the fall, students would be able to utilize that. And I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
it's a great space.
Yeah, it's a great space.
For
I
what
think
you need, yeah.
We walked away with, Kate and Meg had questions on the school end. And we had questions on our end and,
But in general, felt like it was real possible.
Is there a plan to have the heat check? Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the next, questions to ask the chamber. But as far as like those groups collaborating together, there's benefit to everyone being together in that way. It's just, there's these hurdles we have to get over and, with the school district, that's something that will need to be discussed at the school board level. Because we can't be in the rec center past a certain month. And with that many students, it's gonna be pretty tight.
Right.
When the weather starts to turn.
And the Mary Lang Center does have the capacity to
It does
heat,
have all this stuff,
but
yes.
it just hasn't been heated.
It hasn't been run.
Gotcha.
So it needs to be turned on.
We need,
So,
we need to have that furnace checked, which
Yeah.
we could maybe ask Kyle to do that.
yep,
You know, just to see, I don't know how old it is, but I know that building was used in the winter, so used to be.
yeah, so it's just a matter of going through all these checks with the building.
This, I'll tell you right now, when they had that going in the winter, they went through a shitload of gas. But part of the problem was that the furnaces were up in the attic, which is one of the worst things you can do because an uninsulated attic, a lot of heat went right up through the ceiling.
The furnaces were in the attic.
Yes,
They-
which,
They're not in the attic now, Paul.
I'm just telling you, it's when, I know they got new furnaces in there, but it's before the furnaces were in the attic, and I bet you 10-20% of the heat was going right up through the roof.
Mhm.
And if they're down and maybe when Hartsel built the thing, he wanted there, so he had more room down below. If they moved them down below, that's great. That's certainly a positive for efficiency. But before, it was an absolute bear trying to service them because trying to go through an attic drop to get tools up there was horrendous. And they went through an awful lot of gas.
So
If
Julie-
they moved them down, that's great.
So Julie, one of the
Mhm.
questions we had asked if you could get some of those old documents from when you had previously utilized that building. We
Yeah,
talked about just seeing if you could get some statements from the last time it had been run.
used for childcare, you mean?
Or just or talking with them, asking, do you have on record the last time it had been used? And could we,
Yeah, I can talk to them about that. I will let you know that I called Barb Nelson because she was kind of for a while in charge of our financial end of the childcare thing and see what she remembered.
Okay.
But I know my kids, her kids, they were in there in the winter. So at some point, it was probably in the
I think in
90s.
those-
We decided it was in like because Malia would have been before. So it was like the mid 90s to late 90s.
I think getting a hold of those would be really important. So.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't know if we had a lot of like paper trail
sure.
from that.
Yeah, sure.
Because it was parents,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the parents that were in charge of and took turns. I mean, Meg was in charge of billing because it was a co-op.
Yeah.
And
Right,
somebody had to
right.
bill out. And so I don't know if we have much of a paper trail. But who was the other person? There was somebody else I was gonna call. It'll come to me. But we talked for quite a while about that space and it worked out really well at the time. But part of it was that the parents had, they had to pay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It wasn't free. And I know that we're looking at grants and so forth, which would be really helpful. And I believe we got grants too. And the other thing was, Debbie, we were talking about, Barb and I, about the licensors for that space.
Uh-huh.
And what was necessary, because we had to have it. And I guess Dawn might know, Dawn Nixon. We had to have obviously a license, and we had to have daycare workers that were licensed or had taken a course or whatnot. And that we kind of tag teamed with whoever was working, as long as you had a licensed person in there.
Right, but the space itself was able to be licensed, I'm sure, because it
Yeah.
had the exits, it had electricity, it could be heated. Yeah, I'm sure the space met the standard,
Yeah.
yeah, for licensing, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the fact that the music camps had it and it's been, for their school,
Right.
they had to have all that taken care of
Mhm.
too.
So Julie, have you talked any more with Kate about their need on the school end?
No,
Okay.
I haven't seen her since that day.
All right. I think that's one, that'll be an interesting one to hear, what they decide to do. As I know, I'm sure she's gonna have to make a choice. Within the next few weeks before the school year closes down, I would
Sure.
imagine.
Okay.
So, I guess maybe we'll just have to wait for that one.
You know,
Um,
I should get a hold of, I'll get a hold of Linda Mack again and just to get on their radar.
mhm.
Because I mean, we have been, but we'll see if, I mean, we're going to have to go to their board and, probably talk to them.
Okay.
Um,
Where
I
do
know-
they meet? In the cities?
no, they'll be meeting up here. Jonathan
nice.
is, I think, the guy that's in charge of the space, I believe.
Oh.
He's kind of the manager. It's my understanding. I'll find out more about that and see what Linda would like from us. That's the other question. What do they need from us?
Mhm.
What is Kate, you said Kate's got to make a choice in the next couple of weeks. What
Well, I would
is she
imagine,
up against about what having the school
well, there's just a process that she'll have to go through in
to be
order to get a new
approved to have
location.
place,
Yeah,
a new
right.
location?
And they're, convening for the summer, so it's really difficult to get a hold of anyone,
Right.
after mid-June. So, and I really try to respect Kate's summer. I don't like to bug her with school
Right.
stuff. So, and I know, well, we had talked about the building would have been available shortly after the date, the
School
start date.
starts.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 days after.
Yeah.
And Kate had some suggestions on how to work with that. So
Transition, yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of like, we've kind of talked through the scenarios and, all of these things kind of align and work.
Good.
So I guess it's just like a waiting game of seeing,
How they can.
how the answers come back. Because we still, we keep asking, numbers and they aren't able to give us anything, at this point.
Okay.
So, there's not much we can do.
Yeah. So
Uh,
that's really important. That's why I feel like I need
Yeah.
to see what
Yeah.
the next step
Well,
for
and
them
the-
to ask us what do they need from us?
Right, and that Pace Wood grant is something that Lauren applies for every year. And that's money that would absolutely fall in line with what she applies for. And I think that grant goes up to $10,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she uses that for little learners.
Right.
So,
So she's been thinking about, kind of how to, if
mhm,
and all of these things,
yeah,
how would that look? So she also needs to know on her end by a certain time, because she does need to apply for that grant.
mhm.
And generally she needs to know where you guys are gonna be. So, do we have any other questions that we want to bring to, the Music Chamber Board or, to Kate, and even you, Debbie, because we had discussed Little Learners is utilizing that. I don't know when the last time you were in there was, but,
I've
um,
been in a couple of offices, but I've never seen the whole
Okay.
setup. But I would just say that, the it'd be really nice if if the board, the chamber board could give us
Money,
some kind of approval so that the school board can say, well, yeah, that's the space. It
Mhm.
meets all of the requirements, because that's what we're up against, is the school board's gonna be going, well, where are you gonna be?
Yeah.
And if Kate's gotta give them an answer, the sooner we can get with the
Yep.
chamber,
and see, the
and the
thing
school
about
board
the
meets
chamber-
all summer, so.
They
Right.
do. It is. It's just, it's difficult to get maybe
Yeah.
Kate so much in the room.
The thing about the chamber board, though, that we have to keep in mind is it's switching over this summer. The
Right.
McPhail Center is the organization that runs it
Right.
this summer, but that's going to change at the end of August. And this,
So the question is, isn't that group already meeting?
yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
the new
The new
group.
group is, yes. And
Is
that's how we
already-
know we
yeah.
have a date that we
Yeah.
could, the 31st of August is the date that
Yeah,
they
so-
said we could be in there anytime after that.
So, but the new group, the sooner the new group can
Yes,
consider this and
Yep.
get an answer, so
Yeah.
the school board can
Yep.
not be pressuring and coming up with
Yep.
bizarre ideas.
Yep. But we can't present anything to the school board because we don't have a number.
yes.
You see, it's this
Yeah.
like, we've got to figure out a handful of things before we can approach.
Yep.
So we're just trying to be as prepared as we can with what we're
Well,
working-
right. There's all these
So-
questions that we have.
I mean, bottom line, if it was September, they could meet in the rec center in September.
correct. Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's
So-
more into October is
Yeah.
where her concern starts.
Yeah.
And she's like, if we're in there till November, it's gonna be
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah,
That's Thanksgiving, and
Oh, yeah.
she's just trying to be prepared
Yep.
for all situations.
Well,
So,
let's see if we
'cause-
can get in there, right off the bat. That would be the perfect situation.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a lot of work for people. Just a heads up. I mean, I don't know. I'll see also how much they can help us move things out of there, because there's a lot of stuff in there. And we're like, we may have to store they're going to have to store things somewhere, whether that's on the porch or maybe one of the back rooms or something. Because right now there's a couple pianos in there. I mean, I know they need all that for the summer, but
Mhm.
there's two offices back there. There was a nice little conference room / library. That's kind of a nice space, the table. And then the big area. I think we can work with that though, don't you, Sam? The big area didn't have a lot in it.
No, and Kate saw that as a good school space.
Yeah, she liked
And then
that.
having the center space where the fireplace and the couches were is also an all space.
Yeah,
Because that was open, and then you had access to the bathrooms as well as to the kitchen,
okay.
so.
Well, I'll take that on. I'll get a hold of Linda and kind of try and pin her down a little more. Or at least get her to say, can we meet with that new board?
Mhm,
So we can, at least a couple of us,
Yeah.
mhm.
to see, but I can also give her some of our questions, meaning like about the furnace and,
Yeah. Yeah, because these are the things that we need to have a for sure on before we.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
read
cost,
anything.
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I can
That's
get on
great.
that this week.
Right. Do we have any other questions that we would like to ask the chamber board? Otherwise, we'll move on.
Think so.
This number 3, programming structure and what the daily schedule could be. I mean, I don't think we're quite there yet, but I wanted to put it on just in case, anybody had any questions kind of pertaining to what it would look like day to day. But it's also unknown, so can't really answer that yet.
No, it really depends on who's there.
Right, right. So I think we need to get a little further down before we can really discuss that. So, I think we discussed the timeline pretty clearly. I think we discussed the next steps pretty clearly. We kind of see what we have to have happen first before we can
Yeah.
keep going. But I think it's important to keep looking at our options and just
Mhm.
asking questions, connecting
Yep.
with these people, because,
And we all have the document if there's anything new.
yep.
And you're figuring out cost. You
Yep.
know, it's like, what is the cost and what
Yep.
is that, what does that look like for parents? What does that look like?
Right, well, and that really helps us going into the grant season, where a lot of these grants are due in October. Where, I mean, the goal is to provide funding, as much as we can.
Yeah.
With these grants, so. Once we know those numbers, we can kind of really start planning.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on the Mary Lang Center?
I
think it's
don't,
exciting. I think it's exciting.
Great, we'll definitely have that, on for the next meeting with probably quite a bit more update on that.
Good.
So number 6, update on the parent-child meetups and babysitter requests. I have, the posters that I made. I sent these out to parents, independently. So I spoke with I think there's 5 families, see their interests, and they were all about it. So the idea is to offer 3 days a week, with 2 times being the same, one being an evening, so that people can get together, and kind of build that village we talk about.
Mhm.
There's no cost to any of this, so that's great. So then we're inviting also caretakers, because a lot of people have babysitters to take care of their kids during the day. We're also opening this to our elders, because there's a lot of grandma ladies that have reached out asking how they can help. And this is a way for them to meet and kind of get a feel for parenting and,
And let the parents.
see, they can kind of get a feel for each other, and if, they align, they can help
And
each other.
some of the things that can happen, I mean, I did with Head Start and used to be, I was involved in Head Start and Kinder Music. And it's nice if others are there and if in fact parents want to have a more focused talk about a topic or something, and caregivers are there to play with the babies for 20 minutes or
Yeah.
something while that happens. And another thing that I like the idea of having these the 3 opportunities. But, once parents kind of start getting together saying, is there any topic that you'd like us to see if we have some expertise on the island, like with baby massage, if it's babies, if we get more. baby
They're saying adding like more of a theme to each.
Just saying, here's a list of topics, is there anything here that would be interesting, baby massage? The importance of language and singing, dancing with baby, you know what I mean? I'm just thinking, and I know it's not all just babies, but sorry, people keep calling me. But, just topics, because we have a lot of people here and over in Bayfield, and some of us who have done like little parenting groups and it's just something that, I mean, we have a lot of new parents, there's a
Mhm.
few of them, and
Yeah.
this would be fun if they have any interest in some things like that, and it can strengthen that connection.
That almost sounds like a separate talk that they go to, because I for sure know that if someone was having a serious conversation and I had my twin boys with me, there's no way I'd be able to
Mhm.
partake in that conversation.
Right, but that's what I mean about if there was
Yeah.
caretakers,
Well-
that were there that could say, hey, we'll watch the babies for
Or,
20.
well, I can, if you saw that on Mondays, we're meeting at the library,
Uh-huh.
from 3 to 4, and the knitters are also there.
Yeah.
Shortly after. So the idea is a lot of those people that have asked to help
Yeah.
are already
Yeah.
there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and I love your idea about the topic, because I think the library could serve as a really good place for someone like yourself to come and present a topic
You
and.
could bring it up at those meetups and see if
Yeah.
anybody's interested in setting.
Totally.
up a
And like,
time or-
you know, if you are able to, you know, you can go sit upstairs and listen and have your kids quietly play or whatever. And,
Mhm.
or someone can watch my two and I can
Yes.
pop upstairs just
Yeah.
for a minute. So.
But I mean, that's something to think about
Yeah,
as,
I love
as
that.
it gets going. I think that there's a lot of, I just know that like kinder music has so much wonderful parent information about movement and
Mhm.
dance and song
For sure.
and, you know, all that stuff that helps with physical development
Mhm,
and
for sure.
cognitive, you know what I mean? And I just think that there's opportunities to let people know, because some people or games you play with babies to develop skills and,
Mhm.
and call response and
Mhm.
stuff. I just think that, a lot of that would be fun to
Mhm.
do. Yeah,
I agree.
so,
So yeah, so the idea is like parents aren't gonna come to every single one,
Right.
but there's a lot. So, hopefully they come to one, we can start meeting each other face to face, because it's difficult to get parents together.
okay, so when, you're gonna start this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Joni's Beach on Wednesday morning and see if anybody shows up.
Nice.
We were also gonna talk to parents about the survey questions, right? And see if they had any ideas for things we could add to.
Yeah, yep, just kind of play this week by ear and see who shows up and have that conversation with them. And hopefully maybe in the next couple weeks for our meeting, we'll be ready to hand them something that we can kind of get a needs assessment, if you will.
Yeah,
So the other thing, I'm gonna put out for the community is, a flyer about babysitters needed. I've been kind of talking with Lauren too, because the library has offered babysitting courses before. So she's seeing if she can get someone over here, but I know I'm in desperate need of
Yeah.
someone to just watch my kids for a couple hours in the evening, and I know that goes all the way around. So, putting this out there and then building that registry we had talked about, and kind of passing it along. So just putting that flyer out there, building awareness. I reached out to a lot of the teenagers and that age group kids to see if they were interested in.
you reached out to a lot of tell me about a lot of do we have, how many do we have? We have quite a few.
You've quite a
Do we
few.
know?
Yeah, I would probably say 6.
Awesome.
That I feel confident in asking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And most of them have taken care of Lucy.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
at some point. So yeah, and these are also kids that I would encourage to get CPR certified, infant CPR certified. I would encourage them to take the babysitter course, like you know, gaining skills. So touching on a couple of those things.
Especially if the library could provide.
Yeah, yeah, there's one, and there is a class at the Boys and Girls Club in Red Cliff this summer, that Elizabeth Ellis has information on, that Island kids are welcome to go to, but it's always nice to have one here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Lauren is trying, but she hasn't found anyone yet. So yeah. Just trying to build that village.
Right.
Absolutely. That's just a great,
So yeah,
Yeah.
and like I said, this stuff is like the free community building that
Yeah.
really creates that foundation for when we want to do something next step. Because then we have that built-in support with the parents.
that's awesome.
And
So-
communication.
Yeah, and a communication, network, like everybody's in the know. We're not just being like, hey, we're opening a daycare. You guys want to put your kids in? They're like, no, this is what we need. This is how much we can afford. And then that really helps us
Yeah.
figure it out. So any questions on those? I'm gonna put those up and hopefully have something to report back to you next month.
Those are
Good.
awesome.
How they went.
I'm excited about that. Yeah,
Um,
awesome. Where are you putting that?
Minutes.
yeah, you actually have like the faded ones if you don't mind. So number 7, old business. Is there anything I missed? That we need to discuss? We didn't have anything for old business last time.
I think so.
I think we hit everything. For next meeting, agenda items we would like to have.
a report on the parent-child meetups.
And hopefully some input on the survey questions.
So have we got some survey questions,
Yep.
Cora?
Yep, they're
Okay.
all in that document.
They're in the document,
Yep.
okay. And
Yeah.
so we want to check
Sorry.
with parents to see if there's other things that
Yeah,
they.
yeah, before we put out an actual survey, just see if there's anything that they think would be beneficial to ask or beneficial for us to know from each.
Okay, super.
Yep. And then hopefully an update on the expenses of the new lane or.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll hopefully
gonna,
have,
I'm gonna try and get that to everybody a lot sooner than the next meeting. For
Great.
Kate's sake. And talk to her about it, if I know anything. I'm literally gonna call Linda tonight and just say, hey, here's what's going on.
Okay.
When could we find out some of this information? And then I'll just let people know.
Yeah.
yeah, and then we'll be able to discuss, we'll kind of just put the same stuff on there. We'll discuss the collaboration between school, little
Yep.
learners and childcare. We'll probably have a different set of questions or updates on those from the board. And maybe we'll have a little more information and we can actually kind of talk about what that would look like, the structure would look like with school, little learners and infants in there. So, I'll put it on there. We may not have anything,
But yeah,
but
just, you never know.
yeah. Yeah,
And I'd like to see the space sometime, since Little Learners is
too.
being talked about.
I don't.
So I think the music camp is moving in
Soon,
this, like next week,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
So maybe some evening this week, we could go over
Yeah.
there.
did Elena still want to get in there too? Or,
She did, that day. I don't know.
oh, she did, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she just couldn't meet with us that day.
Okay. All right, so number 9, set next meeting agenda and date.
We're going for 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's see here.
The 6th, July 6th, maybe? No,
No, we were trying to get them a
or
little.
the
closer.
29th.
Yeah, what if we tried 3 weeks? Or
The 22nd.
the 22nd,
Okay,
just because we didn't
Yeah.
have Lauren here.
Yeah.
And I'd like some of those updates.
yeah, and Keisha, I'd like
Okay,
to know
then
what
later.
she's got for the grant stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sam, there's a note on here for the 22nd
Okay.
Affordable Housing Forum, but then somebody wrote in ESB. I don't know if maybe they'll,
Oh, well, I'd have to attend that anyway, so.
Okay,
Yep, okay, so 29th. I mean, that's still 4 weeks, but,
That sounds good.
it gets us right before the 4th of July,
Yeah.
which could be good timing. Does that work on the calendar?
That works
Because
best
the-
for me. I appreciate
Super.
that date.
Super.
oh, there's
Right, so-
Keisha.
Because the week of the 4th and shortly after, it's
Right,
it's
right,
chaotic.
That's insanity.
and that'll
Yeah.
put us in the, the end of July or the front end of
Yeah.
August, so.
I like that. too.
5 o'clock work, okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
First, second, all in favor?
aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Well, for babysitter, you should have had Kevin Chevron take care of your kid. You not only teach him how to bake cookies, you're gonna teach him how to field script and M1 brand.
Yes. Who is?
Chevron, your neighbor, Lisa Foxwell.
Oh, I guess I never really thought about his last name.